Hello, my name is Em. Welcome to my 100 square foot studio in San Francisco, California. I am an artist, and today I made my Animal Crossing island into like an anatomy drawing, and I think it's real cool. Look, we even got script and everything. It's like fancy. One of my favorite art games is called Resist the Arrow of Expectation. All tools have expectations. Hammers expect nails because humans made hammers to put nails in things. Tools are designed by people for specific purposes. So when doing art, one of my favorite games to play is resist that arrow. Resist those expectations. Try with play and experimentation and just perseverance to try to noodles your way. This is noodles. Do you like my noodles? Noodles your way into a thing that tool was not expecting you to make. I have a few examples. Google Keep expects throwaway notes and quick lists. But when I used it to play a round of Resist the Arrow in 2017, these transgender faces started popping up like secret charms between my grocery lists and unemployment reminders. Keep wasn't expecting portraits, but with persistence and curiosity and a lot, and I mean a lot, of trial and error, I squeezed art from a list app. Or take this project, Pastel People, another series of app drawings I made in 2019. They were made using a paper doll dress-up app called Pastel Girls. It's designed to enable users to make cute avatars and dress them up in different outfits. And during the first few rounds of Resist the Arrow, I only really tweaked the expected outcomes to include the themes that the app didn't intend, like sexual violence, puberty, menstruation, and the magic of and threat to transgender bodies. But with practice, soon, accumulations took over, obliterating their tiny bodies with speech bubbles and under piles of gems and leaves, bugs, and flowers, until eventually I infested them with creepy blinking lights. The art game of Resist the Arrow asks you to push past your first and second and third and fourth and fifth instincts about what you should make with a specific tool. To push beyond pretty, to push beyond ugly, to push beyond interesting, to push beyond good, just to find something unusual. So, my most recent version of Resist the Arrow of Expectation is called Nobody is an Island. No Body is an Island is an anatomical sculpture / drawing made using Animal Crossing. You can visit the piece yourself using the dream code in the description, but first, let me give you a little tour. 3, 2, 1. Alright, let's go on a tour. Let's go on a tour. This is my little house. Do you like my outfit? I had to make sure that the little character matched the island, so I made sure to make them, you know, this little bubble dress with the guts all showing. You will see later that there is very much matching. But it's Animal Crossing, so I have neighbors. And I have a neighborhood, and you know, things get a little weirder as we go along. So let's jump down here. Jump. Doot, doot, doot. And we'll go along the sort of perimeter walkway. Oh, you see our first little hint of feet here. What we're gonna do is walk down to the bottom and start on the other foot, and then I'll give you a whole tour. We have this cute little teal pedicure. Very important when you're making an anatomy drawing to to have a pedicure. So if you've never made any tiles in Animal Crossing, every single tile has to be drawn yourself in Animal Crossing, so it takes a while. And I wanted to make sure, you know, that the body has a few injuries here and there, so I guess blood warning for a little scratch here on the leg. And then we'll go around the knee, and then we come upon an opening. Oh! And an injury. Our body here has clearly had some sort of like surgical repair of a broken bone. And I used the height of the different bits, the different blocks, to give the body depth. So we walk along the femur up to the acetabulum, the ilium, the ischium, this arc at the bottom of the pelvis. And before we look into more of the organs, I'm just gonna walk here along the border of the, I guess the butt, maybe the hip of the body, to show our subcutaneous fat, the dermis, and the epidermis. And as we walk along back across the pelvis, you can see an overview of some of the internal organs in the body. We'll walk up the large intestine, and we'll take this ladder down into the body cavity, or at least one of the body cavities. A few of the organs are missing, obviously. They don't all fit, but we do have a liver and a pancreas, a kidney, and the kidney is really my favorite. I love the kidney so much. It took so long to get those 4 umbrellas to work together. The stomach, walking down the spine here to the small intestine, and the bladder. And all of the internal organs were done using umbrellas because I actually ran out of standard flat tiles. So I had to use up all of the sort of pro design tiles as well. So we'll walk here across the upper edge of the large intestine and get a little tour, but I want you to be able to see into the chest cavity a bit better. So we're gonna climb up here on the hand, and this hand is resting on the chest of the body. There is one naked breast here. There is nudity, apologize. But we can jump down onto the ribs, and I really love this action of the character jumping across the ribs. And you can see down into the liver, you can see the esophagus tucked under the liver and then tucked under the arm and into the upper half of the chest cavity. We'll run around the breast here, and you can see from the higher elevation the rib, the sternum, and then lower down is the lung. So we'll climb back down, and I'll give you a little bit of a closer view of those bits. Run around the side of the chest, and you can see we have this armpit garden, sort of an in-between space where there's no body, where I grow all of the plants and things for the island. And here's our sternum and our ribs. And you can see the more detail of the lung umbrellas that are tucked inside of the chest cavity. And, you know, of course we have this arm coming down here, so I wanted to make sure that this arm had a bone. You gotta have your you know, your ulna, your humerus, all the things, your collarbone. And then what I think is, you know, most people's favorite part is the head. So these ears, and I'll show you an example here of sort of how these tiles are made. The ear is 3 individually drawn tiles. You can see here the top of the ear, the middle of the ear, and the bottom of the ear. And then the eye also comes in a few parts. I think there are 1, 2, 3, 4, there are 5, there are 6 tiles here for the eye. And each one of them has to be sort of pixel perfect in order for them to all match together. And the body's eyes and the character's eyes are both purple, in an attempt to make the character and the anatomical drawing sort of one person. A person, you know, being able to explore their own body, walk along their own spine, see their own insides, stand on their own mandible and master and zygomatic, and see their own frontal lobe, really have a one-to-one personal relationship with their own anatomical drawing, their own setup. So we're gonna climb back up here and come down, and we'll come around the neck and across the shoulder to see the other arm. So we've seen the one arm that's draped across the chest, and then the other arm is goes around the edge of the island and then is placed on the drawing's knee. And here again we see there's a few little cat scratches. I really was interested in like not making it a perfect body, making it really like a lived-in body, because I've used anatomical drawings a lot in my work, and they never show injuries really. They're usually perfect. So here's the mini map. You can sort of see the overview of the island. You can see the hand resting on the knee, and then we're gonna climb across those fingers and up onto the knee and then the thigh, just to give you an idea of where we are in the map. So yeah, little warts, little skin bits, little injuries, some big injuries like in the surgical repair in the leg. And so this is the thigh of the other leg. You can see here on the map on the lower right hand corner. And I was trying to play with like how you could use the plants as hair. So there are some experiments there. But this leg continues all the way down here to the large intestine and the pelvis where we were before. It rises up diagonally, and I was very fortunate to get that anatomical little sculpture that is in Animal Crossing. And yeah, there it is. It just felt right, you know. So we're gonna climb down here and come around the foot where we were originally. So this is the shin and the foot of this leg, and then we'll come down around. The feet are actually sort of wrapping around the plaza. And here we have the groin of the character and the genitals of the character, which you can see have some bugs in it. My favorite part is when bugs get in the organs, and yeah, it's just, I love it so much. So yeah, that is the tour of the island. And I have had some comments of people saying like, you're not black, why would you make a black character? But as you can see with the sculpture that was provided in Animal Crossing, anatomical drawings are almost always white people. So, you know, I wanted to not just perpetuate that forever. So it's been really fun to work on this project. And, you know, if you have any questions about it, you can ask in comments. But yeah, it was a lot of work, and I'm really happy to share it. And you can visit it yourself with the dream code. Thank you for watching. Tell me what games you play with your art in the comments. Like, subscribe, Patreon, etc. Goodbye! I'm doing a video.
About what?
About Nobody is an Island. Was the buddy getting kissing?
I am. Nobody's an island.
Nobody.
I am. Nobody's an island. Okay.
You get kisses now. Thank you, go away.